Nigeria Senate President Ahmad Lawan and the Speaker of the House of Representatives Femi Gbajabiamila were paid in dollars millions of naira to ensure the passage of the controversial Petroleum Industry Bill (PIB) recently signed into law by President Muhammadu Buhari, Sahara Reporters has learned. A top source told Sahara Reporters that other federal lawmakers, senators and House of Representatives members also received bribes in dollars to ensure the passage of the bill. Lawan was paid $2 million, which is 823 million naira, while Gbajabiamila was paid $1.5 million, which is equivalent of 617 million naira as bribes, the source said. The payments of the monies was said to have been facilitated by the Minister of State for Petroleum, Tibipre Silva. Each senator was paid $20,000, which is 8.2 million naira, while members of the lower chamber House of Representatives were paid $5,000, which is 2 million naira each, the source added. The Nigeria Senate recently passed the Petroleum Industry Bill approving 3% for host communities despite calls from various quarters that the provisions made for host communities should be reviewed upward. The upper chamber passed the PIB 2021 after the clause-by-clause consideration of the report of its Joint Committee on Petroleum, Upstream, Downstream and Gas on PIB. The Senate had before then held a closed session with Silva and the Group Managing Director of the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation, Mele Kyari. Stakeholders and adversely rejected the provisions of the bill in respect to the percentage ceded to the host communities, urging Buhari not to sign the bill into law. For instance, host communities of Nigeria producing oil and gas, host on said it was insulting for the Senate and House of Representatives to cede only 3% and 5% equity shareholding respectively to the oil and gas producing communities in the petroleum industry bill passed. You can imagine their president Benjamin Tamanarebi said the PIB passed by NAS was a fruitless exercise and unacceptable to the host communities. He was quoted as saying, "Imagine for over 63 years of neglect, deprivation and marginalization of the aborigines who have suffered untold hardship in the midst of wealth. For the first time after many years of agitation, asking for only 10% equity shareholding and the leadership of NAS is considering 5% and 3%, viewing it that they have done us a favor. It is our sole right as the aborigines. It is our land. It is our waterways. Nigeria is claiming it because we are from Nigeria state. Then why deny our right to benefits, right to have clean environment, right to have potable water to drink, good hospital, electricity, good roads, but leaving us in abject poverty in a desecrated environment without considering the UNFCCC and CDM criteria? We will still study other areas in the bill to address it in due course. For example, Section 104 of 2 on gas flaring, where funds on penalty should be paid to the government. We reserve to study all sections, but it's a fruitless exercise as usual," he said. In the approved bill, the Senate approved a funding mechanism of 30% of NNPC's profits from oil and gas for frontier basins. This fund is for oil exploration in frontier states. However, in the report, the state referred to as frontier basins were not clearly stated. This had also generated controversies as its provision is seen to be in favor of northern states where oil exploration is being carried out. In their July 5th meeting, governors of Nigeria's southern states also rejected the proposed 3% share to host communities in the petroleum industry bill. A communique issued by the governors at the end of their meeting in Lagos said the governors instead supported 5% share to the communities. However, The forum rejects the ownership structure of the proposed Nigeria National Petroleum Company Limited (NNPC). The forum disagrees that the company be vested in the Federal Ministry of Finance but should be held in trust by Nigeria's Sovereign Investment Authority, since all tiers of government have stakes in that vehicle, it said. Also, the Niger Delta Forum (PANDEF) rejected the 3% approval for the development of host communities by the Senate. The National Publicity Secretary of PANDEF, Ken Robinson, while reacting to the approval, said the government cannot transform the oil industry without transforming the communities in whose backyard the industry is operated. The region is the biggest victim of the fraudulent Nigerian constitution we are using and the lopsided nature of the country. So what's played out is what is playing out in every aspect of the country, particularly under this president, he said. A former provost marshal of the Nigerian Army, Brigadier General Idada Ikponwe, said the 3 to 5% proposed as a benefit for host communities under the host community trust, despite the abundant oil wells in their land, while 30% is earmarked for exploration of oil in the northern part of the country in the PIB, is an open invitation to anarchy. He said the idea of 3% or 5% proposed as a benefit for host communities from oil proceeds, while 30% is embarked on exploration of oil in the northern part of the country, clearly reveals arrogance, insensibility, disdain on part of the proponents of the PIB. Deeply examined, it is an open invitation to anarchy. This move cannot be acceptable to those who have borne the brunt of oil exploration and exploitation of oil and gas in Niger Delta. The president must be enjoined to reject the bill and have same return to the National Assembly. Like seriously, Buhari to return what? That one is gone. But the bottom line is that nothing goes for nothing. A lot of people have been insinuating. Of course, these guys that have been accused, the National Assembly, especially the leadership, Gbajabiamila and Ahmad Lawal, and they will come out and deny it. Of course, you don't expect them to say, yes, so we collected this, we collected that. But we know the antecedents of all these politicians, so nobody can vouch for anybody. But the question a lot of people are asking, the day the bill was passed, where were all of other people? You know, some people will still argue that, oh, the northerners, they have a more, what is it called? They have more senators. But on that day, we learned that majority of the southern politicians or whatever, about 20 something of them, were not on seats when the whole thing was planned or the bill was passed. So you could see that there's something really fishy. They will come out and deny it, as usual. They will come out and deny it. It is what it is. This country, the more you look, the less you see. If this allegation is true, the initiators of the bribe and those who collected the bribe to the detriment of the poor masses will be roasted in fire. In fact, they will die mysteriously by God's grace. You know, that is what the Nigerians can do. But one thing I believe is that, you know, when you look at the money being giving them 2 million naira, 2 million naira, to me it's really hard to believe, because these guys, you know, their mouths are wide. I expected them to have even taken more than that. But do you think 2 million naira and some 830 million naira, I don't know, anything can happen? Well, so because of 2 million naira, does it mean these guys have not been getting 2 million naira? At the end of the day, they will not sell the future of their own region because of 2 million naira. 2 million naira that they can just smoothly squander within some seconds. Well, let them come out and deny it as usual. So guys, leave your comment down there below and let's have your take.